What up, everybody? It's Tuesday night. It's about, I guess it's about 7:30. I said on Wednesdays I was going to give y'all little different topics. I don't do blogs. I don't do what's going on in the entertainment world, what the topics are. Every once in a while, y'all might hear me talk about politics. But I felt like I want to talk about things that situations, not necessarily I'm gonna tell y'all my whole life story, but situations that I've been in. And I know that I want to vibe and know my subscribers and see if y'all if y'all can see where I'm coming from on different situations. Let you know kind of how I think and what I've been through and all these different things. So I came to you before, and I first two was what you won't do for trade, and all of it had to do with the nigga. But this one is a much deeper topic for me. And this video is going to be called Cancer: Before, During, and After. And as I've said in my videos before, y'all know I'm a cancer survivor, right? So I'm saying that. But I guess I'm gonna give my story of cancer, and this is. I want this to reach out to people who know people that have cancer, or they have cancer themselves, people that have lost people from cancer, or people how to help people who know people who have cancer, how to maybe help understand what the person of cancer is going through and how support is needed, and just the after effects. Now, I cannot tell you how to handle death, and when we get to the after part, we'll talk about that. But cancer, y'all, today it's a beast. Everybody is turning out to get cancer. But I guess the best way to start this video is for me to go back to the beginning. So this is the before. Last year, I guess it was around end of April or end of May, I was having chest pains. Now, mind you, I've had pneumonia previous before that several times. So when my chest would get tight, or I always just chalked it up to, oh, pneumonia is about to come on. And I have antibiotics, and I might take a couple of the antibiotics, and it'll go away. But then last year in May, I went to go visit my aunt in Richmond, Indiana, and I thought what I had was acid reflux. I said there was something wrong with me, so she gave me some Nexium or whatever, and when I took them, and I started feeling better for a couple of days. Now, this is what I call self-diagnosis. Now, of course, I'm telling other people that I'm having these symptoms. Oh, well, it might be that. Then you get your diagnosis from people that ain't doctors. But it all came to a head on 4th of July, 2015. We was at a family cookout over my sister's house. I'm the turn-up person. I'm that person be like, yeah, if you coming over there, if I gotta start joning, or if I just gotta start acting crazy, or just clowning, whatever it is, I'm that person that's gonna make the cookout, or the barbecue, or the family event get popping. Everybody look for me for that to get shit started. Everybody be sitting around all dead or whatever. And I be like, what's this shit going on? Y'all, come on, man. What? You know, get me a little bit of liquor up at me, and I'll be like, yeah. But I'm getting full off of water. I get this big old plate and can't eat none of it, knowing I can't eat none of it. Everybody else wouldn't go out that night, and I'm saying, I can't even fake it no more. And myself, I gotta go home and I'm gonna lay down. So I told myself, I said, if I don't feel better by tomorrow, I'm gonna go to the hospital. Now I could not sleep, y'all. I turned on one side, lay on one side. The knot that was in my stomach would rotate to that side. I turn on the other side, it would rotate on that side. I try to lay on my back. I get more comfort from that. But you know, when you sleeping, you moving. So any movement that I would do, I was in pain. And I'm talking about pain. So about 3 o'clock in the morning, I just get in the car and I go to the hospital. I go by myself. I mean, everybody's asleep. I just go by myself. I park the car and visit a spot. Say, hope, let me just get in here. I get in there. They could see I was limping. They say, do I need a wheelchair? I was like, I mean, this was when I was going into the waiting room. I said, no, I'm all right. So he called me back over there. My temperature was 103. And they took me back there. And they was asking me all the different questions. You know, I mean, with the, taking my vitals and stuff, my temperature and blood pressure and all that type of stuff. And they said, well, we're going to do an x-ray and a CT scan. And so for the pain, they went ahead and gave me some morphine. And it really, honestly and truly, it helped a little bit, but it wasn't really helping. So they came back to tell me, well, Mr. Henry, we see 2 tumors. And we're not sure if it could possibly be an infection, and it could possibly be cancer. But we don't know yet, so we still running tests, and we still gonna see what's going on. But you going upstairs. You know what I mean? We're gonna get you a room together, and we're gonna get this taken care of. You're gonna be okay. So I go upstairs, and the doctors come in, and they explained to me what they was about to do. They was gonna do a biopsy and be able to get a little piece of the tumor to see what it is, whether if it's cancerous or not. It's gonna take a couple of days for those results to come back. Now I'm sitting there thinking in my head, y'all, I'm 44 years old. This ain't no cancer. This is going to be some infection. They're going to give me an antibiotic, and I'm going to go out here, and I'm going to be cool. Everything's going to be Gucci. She came back up in there. It was taking so long for the biopsy to come back that I was in there for like 5 days. Number one, they had me on a liquid diet, which means I couldn't do nothing but eat broth, like broth soup. Or water or whatever. And you know, when you just want the French fry or something greasy and you going crazy, thank God I had stopped smoking cigarettes. Because if I had already smoked cigarettes, I would have probably walked out there on day 2. But I stopped smoking cigarettes earlier that year. But thank the Lord. But I was ready for some food. So I'm starting to say, when y'all gonna let me go home? So they said, well, what we'll do is, since you feeling better now, we'll just go ahead and send you home. If there's something wrong with the results, we'll call you up and we'll have you come back in. I said, cool. So I'm getting my bag all packed, because y'all know when I'm up in the hospital, I don't dress in the hospital gear. I'm up in there, my polo down, and I'm looking fly. Even if I have an IV in me, it's going to go all over me. They're going to disconnect it. I'm going to be hooked up, and I'm going to be looking fly all day long. So I'm packing my little bag. And then she said, she came out. I'm thinking she coming and give me my discharge papers. And she said, oh, they didn't tell you? And she sat me down. And she was like, well, we got the results from your biopsy. And you have cancer. And I'm telling you, when I sit there and heard the word cancer, that I had it, my heart sunk. And she could see it all in my face. She said, well, baby, what you have is called non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Now, there's 2 types of lymphoma. There's Hodgkin's and there's non-Hodgkin's. Hodgkin's is not curable, treatable, but not curable. And non-Hodgkin's is curable. And you gonna be all right, baby. So at this point, y'all, there was 2 tumors. Okay, when I hear y'all hear what I'm saying, 2. So I had an oncologist there, and there's a cancer center at Soin Medical Center, and very good one. Don't get me wrong; they were very good. But that oncologist sat there and said, "Well, you know, Mr. Henry, I want to sit there. I can treat you, and you can come to our cancer center, or whatever. But I want to sit there and see if a doctor who specializes in lymphoma can maybe see you at Ohio State. And I said, well, whatever, doc, whatever. I'm not going to play around with this, or whatever you think is the right thing to do. I'm trusting you. I feel comfortable with you. So if you're saying this, then I'll go with it. Well, he wants you to have a PET scan before you go, so that I can send that PET scan to him. So when you go for your consultation with him, he'll already have that already done, so he can be able to see what's going on. I said, cool. So I go to Ohio State a week later. Now this is 1 week after I was diagnosed with cancer with 2 tumors. When I get to go see Dr. Baiocchi, is my doctor's name, man who gave me that God used, that the Lord Savior Jesus Christ used to bring me up out. He sit there and he's saying, well, one thing about you don't look like you got cancer. He said, you're still young, and I'm 44 years old. So he said, but you're going to have a lot of good time. I said, well, so what? I can't, so am I going to have to tell my job that I got to take off? I'm going to have to take off? He said, what type of work you do? I said, I do help desk. Oh, he said, well, you ain't going back to work for a minute. And I'm thinking I'm over there for a consultation, y'all. That day, I was up in getting admitted into Ohio State University. Now, he said there's 2 different types of treatments that you can have. He said, we have a trial program that's just called a 96-hour drip. Or you can come in for your 1 big shot and then come in, different days of the week for, once a week or whatever it would be for your period that's set up for you. Or you can come in for your for the trial program. He said, but the difference between the trial program and the one big shot is, he said, cancer cells are smart and they build up a resistance to the chemo. And so when you're sitting there getting the chemo, the big shots, it fights up a resistance where it can fight it back and kick it back. Where the chemo, it might feel it, but then it fights up that resistance, so those cells go right back to the tumor. But he said with the 96-hour drip, that's 96 hours continuous chemo flowing through your body. You never come off of that bag. When one bag is empty, they put on another bag. It might be a matter of maybe 10 minutes that you're going without any chemo going into your body for 96 hours. And he said, so if the cancer, if it tried to build up that resistance, it's never going to have that opportunity, because you're constantly going to be having to come into, and you're going to have this done every 3 weeks. So for 6 weeks, for 6 months, every month I would go in there. I would be entered into the hospital on a Monday, and I would get out. I would be discharged on a Saturday morning. That was the before. The during is, I know that different people are affected different ways, but how it affected me was totally opposite of what I thought cancer was going to be. I only had one person in my family, my grandmother, about 27 years ago. She died of lung cancer, but she smoked like a chimney. And other than that, cancer wasn't a part of my family. I never knew how many forms of cancer there was. There's so many types and so many people it affects. I was in this hospital for 96, from Monday morning till Saturday morning. And I would be on this floor. I know every nurse, every PCA, I knew everybody, the janitors, the people who would bring the food up. I knew when you see these people every single day, but you don't realize how young they are. The older ones, but when you see so many people being affected by it, and you see this is a cancer hospital. It's called the James Cancer Center. It's not, they have their own hospital, but there is the James Cancer Center, which is cancer, with all different types of cancer. 21 floors of cancer patients. Filled, young, 2 year olds, all the way up to 99-year-olds. It does not discriminate. And when you're going through it, some people, well, first of all, one thing's for sure and two things for certain. I, I do not know one person who goes through chemo or radiation who does not lose their hair. Now, I am vain. One thing that I believe, a black man should not have a mustache. That is just. I mean, you can have. I mean, I prefer goatees or chin straps or whatever, but you cannot not. I mean, I don't care about the bald head. I don't care about the chest hairs coming out. I don't care about the pubic hairs coming out. But the mustache, you got to leave me some facial hair because that. If I was to post a picture of me when I was going through my chemo, I looked like a 16-year-old. I mean, my face was just smooth with the bubble lip and all that mess, and I used to cry about it. But I didn't lose my appetite. A lot of people lose their appetite. I did not lose any weight. I gained weight. I went in at 140. I went back for my 9-month checkup yesterday. I'm 202. So the chemo and the steroids blew me up. Because when I went up in there, I was small. I'm talking about a 30, 31 waist. I would wear 32s just to look like I was baggy. You know what I'm saying? Everything big. Not anymore, baby. I'm almost at a 36. Okay, so things are quite different than what they were back then. But your energy level. I mean, I would come out. I was on that trial program I told y'all. So when I would come out, within 72 hours that I would leave my session on Saturday, I had to go to the hospital that diagnosed me because Ohio State was in Columbus. I lived in Springfield. The hospital I went to is in Dayton, which was closer. So I would go get what was called a Neulasta shot. I don't know if y'all ever seen the commercials on TV or people going through cancer. I got a Neulasta shot. Nurse said, well, this thing, I mean, just be prepared. Some people said it makes your body really achy or whatever. So, you might want to get some, what was it? It was a antihistamine thing. I forget what it was. It was whatever it was, and I wasn't paying attention to what it was anyway. She gave it to me, gave me that shot. I said, I don't feel nothing. What Amy talked about? She don't know what she talking about. So I get home, like I said, energy level. I mean, I slept on and off all day, but I'll talk to anybody going through it in just a second. But I lay back and I woke up and I couldn't move a bone in my body. And if I moved it, it felt like a whole football team then just came and just powed and just went bam and just landed on me. My shoulders, bones, everything hurted so bad. It was worse than the chemo. And whatever she told me to sit there and be able to get, the next time I went through, I still couldn't remember the name and went through it again. But I trust and believe what she told me to get. It did make it a lot better. But I only had to do it for 4 times, the first 4 treatments. But one thing that the doctor told me, and this is what I'm saying: if you're going through cancer right now, don't think that there is life after cancer. There is. Do not think that you got to sit up in the house and be like, woe is me. You want to try to stay as active as possible. And I know one of the hardest things for me was, even though people around me, my friends and family or whatever, I know that they was caring about me and concerned about me. But one thing that I don't know if y'all would have experienced this, but when I would come around, everybody would look at you like, oh, like I'm getting ready to die already. Like they see all the hair gone. They see how it's like the way they looking at me is like I'm already dead. And they're like having these kid gloves, how they're actually dealing with me. And all I'm trying to act just as normal and do normal things, and I want them to be normal. And I know that they're not doing this to be, downgrading me or nothing like that. That's just a reaction when you see somebody who's going through and you're like, oh, you all right? Don't do that. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Because, I mean, you got to lift me up just like I'm lifted up. I want you to make me feel confident. Because what I'm going to tell you, when I found out, my faith was shooken. My mother just lost I just lost my brother that was 10 years older than me from a heart attack just in January of that year. My mother faced what I was concerned about more was what my mom was going through, because her firstborn just died in January and her baby is in the hospital with cancer. What is she thinking? So I was really concerned about that. But don't give up. I mean, don't sit in the house all the time. Don't. I mean, whatever you was doing before, I know that the energy is going to be hard, but you can make it through. I mean, as long as you have something that can be fixed. First of all, I don't even care. I really don't care about none of that. If God wants to, I mean, God can fix it all. They can say some of them are curable, some of them are not. I mean, some people at certain ages, they just. My uncle right now, he has cancer, and he's been back and forth, and his has come in and out of remission, and he's just tired, and he don't want to go back for any more treatments. Because I mean, he basically saying if it happens, it happens. But I'm tired, and maybe if I was up at that age or whatever, I might think that way. But I would never give up, because until God sits there and says you got to, it's time for you to come, partner. I'm ready for you. I'm gonna keep on fighting the fight. But that's where we get to the after. I am cancer free 9 months, y'all, as of yesterday. Cancer free. Now, what does cancer free mean? Cancer free, and I mean, you're a survivor, you already know this. Cancer free does not mean the cancer is gone. You will always have cancer. What it is, when people don't understand. I mean, if you don't know, I'm getting ready to educate you on something, because I didn't know this. Even though you're in remission, you go through, your cancer cells are dead or they're not active. And when people come out of remission, it's because those cancer cells that remain in your body, that are just like dead cells, that like the chemo comes in and goes poof, like blow like a bomb, and those dead cells are like in your body. What they do is they become active again, and they start growing again, just like that plant will start growing again every single summer. So, but there's never no time or certainty if it's going to happen. But that's when you come out of remission. And the problem, I mean, and you know, so you can feel confident as you want to feel, but you will always have that in you. I mean, you can't live your life day by day saying, is it going to come back? You can't do that. But you definitely have to understand that just because you say that you are cancer free, you still can't live your life like you lived it before, because your immune system is never going to be as strong as it was. You always have to watch what you eat. You always have to watch the things that you do, because you are susceptible to your cancer cells actually becoming active again. And my fear is, I see things like, y'all know, just for example, Big Ange. I used to watch the Mob Wives. And I was watching the Mob Wives when I'm going through my cancer, okay? I'm just coming out my remission. I'm just barely starting my remission. And it's on TV. And I'm seeing where she's talking about her cancer. Or maybe I was going through my cancer. I'm not even sure, but she's going through her cancer. And she went to the doctor and she was in remission. Now, y'all know all these shows that we watch on TV were taped way a couple months ago or whatever. Don't you know that while we was watching in real time, I mean in our time, these taped episodes, she died before the season finale. So right after her season finale, they did that little tribute. But I'm saying, just like that, in a matter of months, hers came back and took her out. And when you told that your cancer is gone in remission, you are happy. And I'm telling you, that's what I'm saying. Every 3 months for the next 2 years, I'm going to get scans done and I'm going to get checked to make sure my cancer is still gone. And then after 2 years, it's every 6 months. But I'm going to have to be checked up until for 10 years. I don't know if they're going to continue it after that or not, but I know there's a 10-year plan for this. So all I'm sitting there saying is, families, if you got, just understand just how it affects you. The person. You got to support your loved ones. You got to support them if they're going through. You got to support the ones who have people that have passed away from cancer, because this cancer thing is coming through and it's affecting a lot of people. And I thank God every single day that I wake up that He allows me to do these videos that I'm doing. I'm doing things I would never sit there and do. I would never put my business out there like that. But you want to know something? I don't even have no problems with doing it for real, because God is good, and I'm still here. I still look good. I'm not looking raggedy. I'm still crazy. But at the same token, I'm not the same Ken at all. And that's why when I go back to DC this time, what I did for the first 27 years I was there, I'm not going to do the same things I did back then. But I am going to do it right this time. I'm going to live my life. I'm going to find that love. I'm going to make that love. We're going to do this damn thing. And I'm going to enjoy my life for the rest of my life. And I will continue to do this. If y'all see this, I hope this touch y'all, because I know you know somebody that has cancer. Or maybe you may have cancer. And you can actually understand what I'm feeling. It changes your life. It does. And just know 26 minutes or 27 minutes or whatever, I could talk about it all day, because all I know is that on July 6, 2015, my life has changed. And God has brought me all the way back to where I got my little scruff. I just decided to keep the bald head because it wasn't coming back even. And I still look good. So all I'm saying is to y'all is, if you have it, cancer survivors, y'all just keep it up. I'm praying for you continuously. If you've lost loved ones, I am sorry for your loss. But I'm telling you, if they was going through pain, they're not going through pain anymore. And I'm praying for you. And if you're just finding out that you have cancer, you're just going through, there is life after cancer. And continue, y'all. We gonna talk about some different things, but this one was one. I was laying in bed and I said I'm gonna do it tomorrow, but I'm like, there ain't nothing on the night besides if loving you is wrong. And so let me get this thing out real quick and see what people think about it. If everybody just wants to hear the ratchetness, or if they want to talk about something that's real, and this is real to me. So I'm not worrying about somebody subscribing and liking on this. If y'all do, y'all do. If y'all don't, but comment is what I want you to do. If you have a loved one, or if you're going through it yourself, say, I understand what you're talking about, Struggle Bear. And my real name is Kenyatta. That's how I'm feeling, because for this is real. My real name is Kenyatta. So if you want to say, I know what you're feeling like, Kenyatta, then at least I know you went through this whole video and that you were feeling me. And I hope y'all have a good and blessed day, because there's no cuss words in this program at all. So I do have control over that. And I love y'all. Bless y'all. Y'all be good. Peace out.